Hello, it's Ross Cook with the Center of Balance and Effective Communication. If all of your values that you energize today were to come to fruition, to make manifest into your life right now, everything you energize today, would that be a good thing or not? Ernest Holmes, when talking about your soul, said that you have to locate God in your soul. And whatever you know as God, it could be universal energy, it could be energy in the world expressing through you into this made manifest life you exist in. It's whatever you perceive it to be. How do you locate it? How do you energize it? Holmes went on to say that in the law of mind, that's all infinite, he said that a person's access to everything, to all the original creative genius in the world, is available to you, and that essence itself has no intention toward you other than what you create through that intention. In other words, like I am a lens, and as much as I can see or focus on, that's the world I make manifest in my world. That's what I understand the world to be, and that's what I live in and express and make manifest in. If somebody next to me has a different lens and they focus differently, their values and beliefs are different, they interact with the world, therefore vibrationally differently than I do, they're going to have a different intention and a different location of the possibilities of the creativity in this entire universe based on the filter that it's going to pour through or the lens that they have. Okay, now tonight, kind of just as a brief discussion, we all know people who work really hard. They are monuments to work ethic and trying hard, and they have a great try hard. It is a big muscular thing. They have amazing energy to do it hard, work hard again and again and again. And you can see it in their values. And I am not here to rain on that. I am here to comment on that, though. That is one of the things that maybe our grandparents or great-grandparents just really grounded out. They did amazing things. And we can talk at other times about how much testosterone they had in their body versus how much we had even in our 30s, and what processed food is done differently to testosterone and different things our body needs. But also, with the lack of that in our body, people are living longer, and the change in medical care, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the point today, is let's appreciate what and how people worked. And that great hard work ethic. And let's, you and me, talk about that for a minute. So I'm not giving you noogies, we are talking about something we know of. People that work incredibly hard. There was some kind of thing. Let's go back, great-grandparents, a little beyond that. If you worked hard enough for a company long enough, they were going to give you a watch, and then you were retire and you were going to die 3 or 4 or 5 years later. Okay? Religion was built. You could put up with about anything. You could deal with just about anything because you were going to be rewarded in heaven. Okay? People across the board, there was massive appeal and massive understanding of very standard values and beliefs. And today, especially if you do the readings, after the Vietnam War, the values in America fractured and changed and have continued to change since. But there was a time when we're talking about hard work and hard work ethic that we can monolithically and iconically look at certain people, you and me together, looking at that and saying, wow, that was amazing. And let's look at what they thought was going to happen and how they were going to get financial wealth, or how they were going to have quote unquote success, or what was going to populate that in their lives. Okay, let's bring that forward into this life now. And in my practice in the last 26 years, we are very good at identifying values and cleansing, teaching people how to cleanse the values and the vibrations within themselves to manifest different behaviors in their life, to just have it automatically behave differently, automatically to have the universe vibrate and be attracted into their world very differently. How does that happen? You know, if we go back to great grandparents, and parents' times, there was some kind of magical thing. They were going to work hard all their life, and then all of a sudden, all that hard work was going to make manifest, and they were going to leap over into everything they ever wanted, and it was going to be great. Okay? That was the belief. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? What we find out when people work amazingly hard, and then they have a moment when there is a chance for them to profit from what they're doing, whether it's to spend more time with their family or to have financial wealth or to have, I love the word wealth because it's not just money, and you can have an abundance of bad stuff. You can't have a wealth of bad stuff. So, I mean, we get those words all goofed around. Let's have a wealth of health. Let's be well, let's be strong, let's be vibrant. Here comes a moment. I'm working hard, I'm really doing a good job. And it got me to this critical moment in my life. Here is a breakthrough choice. And right here is the profit. Right here is what I am doing everything. Right here is what it is. And between those two choices of profiting or working hard, what do you think the lifelong working hard person chooses? They choose to work hard. With everything they espouse they've wanted, it has to do with energy use. It's right in front of them. They're going to do what they've energized again and again and again. So you have to use a tool that will influence those values and beliefs. Even when they're good and strong, they also can become our limit. So how do I change and make an automatic behavior differently? I change those values. I change the encodes that make those values. I change what does that value give me? I work on that through inner journeying. Again, as children, we push out in our lives, and as adults, we learn to journey and vision quest within ourselves. We inner journey to re-script. Here's the most beautiful thing about your subconscious mind, and believe me, there's a lot of them. One of the top most beautiful things about your subconscious mind is it's really good at taking in information and filing it away associatively. All we do is ask it to do what it already knows how to do great. We just ask it to repattern something and relearn it differently based on breath, on brain matter, and how we move electricity through different poles of our brain. We can repattern that hard work ethic where it will choose the scarcity and the hard work. We can repattern that so it will naturally flow to the profit. We've already known people, and I guarantee you know them, that they're just charmed. You say, who is that person? They get up to a certain thing and it just flows to them. You know what that is? That's just their values and beliefs are congruent to that moment. Plain and simple. They expect it. They have encodes that say they deserve it. It's there for them. They have 100,000 million encodes saying, yeah, you deserve it. This is you. This is close to you. So when they come to that critical moment, when they come to those big breakthrough choices, what do they choose? They choose the thing that will, just like the other person chooses more hard work, they choose the one that will actually naturally attract that into their world. Just attract the wind into their world. It's all incredibly possible for you. It's completely available to you. Remember, the original creative genius of the universe doesn't have its own intention. It only has the intention that comes through us, that we make manifest of it. The intention that we give it. So we can change from this one to that one. It doesn't come through a bunch of harried stuff and wild. It comes through flow. It comes through quiet, relaxation, doing it differently. Okay? And it's going to come from inner journeying. Okay? Now, you might start out and say, well, I don't know how to do that, and I don't know. There are a few hypnotherapists out there in the world who can really do this. There are people who teach journeying within in one form or another. We teach balancing. It's a unique, powerful, profoundly different tool. You're going to have to find energy to make those changes. We just take the energy from the values that have already been causal in your life. We keep the good ones. We dispel the limits and the fears and the worries. Then we power up what's going to naturally attract things differently in your life. It can be done. You have to get this idea that you and your methodology are working on that, though. You have to get clear about that. The backbone of what we do is to make this stuff come naturally to you, where you just attract it in flow. You know, that whole idea, and we'll end with this idea, that whole idea that we get on a merry-go-round and we just go around, and if we're lucky enough, we grab that gold ring and we win. That's dysfunctional thinking, and it's really old thinking. The entire generations of our societies knew that, believed that, and we can watch their world. It's not the world that we choose to exist in. We don't mind going around the merry-go-round, but we do that for fun. We want to naturally attract our flow, what our values and beliefs are creating and intentioning into our world. Intentioning into the world so that we can naturally and comfortably do the things of love, of prosperity, of flow, of wealth, of kindness, of clarity, of openness, of faith. Okay? Have those things open and beckoning the world to come and support the good of those belief systems, the good of those values, and then that is the one that when you then say, if today my values were completely energized, I'd take that. You just energize it completely and I will take that as perfection. Not working on one thing and hoping it jumps over to something else. Energizing moment by moment, now by now, what I really want at the baseline of what my life is going to cooperate with, intention, and give me. Okay? We're here to help you. I'm Ross Cook. I work and have been called to work and have worked for 26 years at the Center for Balance and Effective Communication. If these kind of discussions confuse you some, great, because this is about opening your subconscious mind and learning to do it differently. Let's get together and work on things and work from the things this way. New ideas, new thoughts. Let's do it in flow. Let's do it intentionally. And let's do it with vast and beautiful energy. I'm Ross Cook. We'll talk again soon. And until we do things slightly differently, and Jomo.